Tomato Thursday. It is Awesome Sauce Thursday. And as you can see from behind me, and but we're not tasting these today. I just wanted to show you. I will show you what they are though. Um, Tomatoes are coming in here in my neck of the woods, here in Western New Jersey, Zone 7A. My name's Lauren, otherwise known as Mrs. Tomato Head, and welcome to Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce, where I come to you each week and share with you usually about 15-ish varieties that I'm obsessed with each week. If it's your first time watching, please drop that in the comments. Let us know. We are a very warm and inviting community. We like to welcome all newbies, and we'd like to say hi. We are an interactive broadcast, so I try to get to as many comments as I can during the show. I am cutting this one a little bit short today because, as many of you I saw mentioned in the comments, today's my birthday. Today I turned 57 years old, and bring it on. I only feel 57 in the way that my body aches like like an old person, but I still feel like a kid. Hopefully I still act like a kid. I swear gardening and tomatoes make me stay and feel young. So anyway, so Rob and I are going to dinner tonight. Mr. Tomato Head and I are going out to dinner tonight. So in general, everything that I'm going to talk about today, it's going to be pretty much a big taste test. I've got how many? And we're going to give away some prizes too. We've got some great prizes. 11 varieties, 10 varieties that I'll be tasting. There's only one that I won't be tasting that I wanted to feature today because it's new and it blew me away so much this week that I couldn't bring it in me to wait another week to talk about it. I'll explain once I get there. But thank you all for being here. Happy to have you. If it is your first time watching, make sure you grab a notebook and a pen. If you aren't already a member of my community, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, which I run with Jen Joy and Kina Tonerud, we have a great time. We're 3 years old. We're a little over 12,000 members and growing all the time. I swear every time I step away from the computer for any length of time, there's like 4 more posts to accept. It's crazy, and many more new members to accept. This does happen every summer, although the bigger we get, the more it happens. And then it does slow down a little bit in the winter, but we would love to have you, even if you hate Facebook, just join, just to be a part of our community. We really are a community based on kindness and generosity. And as you'll see, we have a lot of prizes to give away from some very generous members and vendors today. That's just the way it is all the time. But anyway, if you're a member of TLC, as we love to call it, every Saturday we have Seed Seeking Saturday, where you can put up to 5 varieties each week you're looking for. So if I taste something or talk about something today that you would like to add to this week's Seed Seeking Saturday comment, you've got it all written down in one place. Maybe designate a notebook. Those of you old timers who've been coming every week, you probably have a designated spot for these. But thank you all. I know so many of you have sent me some birthday wishes. It's been a really great day so far. I don't mind getting older. I actually like it. I feel very grateful. I won't get into my whole story, but for those of you that know and that have been around a little bit, there was a time period about 13 years ago and prior that was the lowest point of my life. And so to live this life beyond my wildest dreams today, and when I say beyond my wildest dreams, it's nothing like I'm not a millionaire, bazillionaire, or anything like that, but just to be able to live and have a wonderful husband, wonderful kids, and to be able to do what I love, which is, I run Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. That's my first group. I started that about 12 years ago, and it's a positive place where people that live with chronic pain and illness, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, can come and just find nuggets of hope to help you get through your day. It's not a big old bitch fest like a lot of the chronic pain groups are. So I started that a long time ago. Hadn't intended on starting a tomato group, but I found about 3 years ago, found a need, and I know many of us felt this need, for like a kind and generous place that wasn't run by narcissists. To be completely honest, and those of you who were in the group know exactly what I'm talking about. And it has really blossomed beyond what Jen Keena and I could ever imagine. So we would love to have you in Tomato Lovers Collective and swap. And even if you're only here as a YouTube subscriber, we welcome you too. I don't want anybody to ever feel like if you're not in the Facebook group that you can't take part in this. We're all one big community. People have reasons for not doing Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. There's some very good reasons. People use alternate names on, for various very, very good reasons. So I hope I don't make anybody feel like if you're not in the group, you can't be part of this, because you very much are. And so I try to get as many comments as I can. Today I may cut them a little bit short, but thank you all for the love. Keena put up a nice post in TLC this morning, wishing me a happy birthday. She remembered it was my birthday before I did. Let's see who we've got here. Sherman was number 1. Looking forward to all the tastings planned and the Japanese variety taste off. For those of you that may not have seen the post, what Sherman's... Hi, Sherman. Glad you're here. Glad you're here with us. What he's referring to is last year I grew a tomato. It was recommended to me by my friend Marco, a tomato friend in Germany. This guy, his name is Missoura, and many of you know his name by now. Actually, it's probably a she with the A at the end, right? Missoura should be a she with the female A at the end. I tasted this. It may have been my first taste test of the year last year. I seem to remember that. And it looks like a whole lot of nothing, doesn't it? Nothing. Just this little, doesn't look like much. Okay. Can't really do much with it. Could you slice it on a sandwich? I suppose. It's not a cherry. And I bit into it and my world was rocked. And so enter Missoura, which is one of the few. There is a Missoura Japanese, or Missoura hybrid, I should say. The seeds that Marco gave me were not hybrid. So I grew it out. I know Julia at Tomaten Welt in Germany, she got the same seeds, so hers are not hybrid. But anyway, it was delicious. So from that moment on, not only did I get obsessed with looking into more Japanese varieties, but many of you did also. And there's many. So I've got Pretty. I don't know if Pretty is here yet or today, but she had found there's another variety. If you Google like Japanese tomatoes, you'll likely come across an article by a company called, or by a website called Japanese Taste. And it lists a bunch. I think Missoura's in there. I'm not positive. But the one that's really the intriguing one is this one. It's called Reika, Reika. And it says it's the crown jewel of all of the Japanese tomatoes. And so I'm like, I mentioned it on my show. I'm like, I need to get my hands on it. These seeds, the F1, like the true F1 seeds. And what I mean by that is you have your open pollinated varieties that are stable, and you can save seeds and grow the same things every year, and you will get the same thing as long as there isn't a B cross. Hybrids are two things intentionally crossed, and I'm actually going to taste one of these today by a good friend of ours that's an intentionally an F1, and so it creates the perfect recipe for what they consider the perfect tomato. Sun Gold is a perfect example of that. So Reika F1 seeds are hard to come by. Juliet Tomaten Welt has Reika seeds, but they are saved from F1, so they're F2, F3, and the further you get away from that initial cross, the less it's going to taste like the original thing. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes bad. So anyway, Pretty, Joshi last year, she found a garden center about an hour away from her each way that had these. They were older plants, She said that some of them had like ripe fruits on them already. So she bought two. She bought one for me and one for her. She's in California and she mailed it to me. And so I grew it, but in transit, the top broke off. So it was very, very far behind. And I think by the time I tasted it, it may have been late September, early October, I think. And it was good, but not great. And considering the big write up that Japanese Taste gave it, I really, really wanted to give it a true shot. And I wanted to grow the F1 to taste what the real thing was. And Julia Jabs at Tomato and Weld, who's a wonderful person, wonderful vendor, by the way, and she does ship to the US and worldwide, I think. She sent me, she's able to get her hands on some of the regular F1 seeds. I have a way of making like a 30-second story turn into an hour. This is why I go so long. But it's all important, I promise you. She sent me the F1 seeds. So this is an F1 of Reka. So I feel like I can truly compare tomato to tomato. But there's more. There's another one. This one is not difficult to find. It's not super difficult. I want to say, one of the big seed suppliers in the United States carries it. It's called Umamin. It's another hybrid. This is actually a smaller one, but I've got a bigger one upstairs that has a bit of scabbing at the bottom, so I wanted to get a big one. So we're comparing apple to apple to apple, or tomato to tomato to tomato today, and I'm dying to find out how they differ. How are they the same? What's better? There may be something that's more savory than sweet. We shall see. But I'm growing 1, 2, 3 Missouri plants this year. 1, 2, 3, 2 in one of my raised beds and 1 in a grow bag. Last year I grew it solely in a grow bag. So I know many of you I was able to share seeds with, or you found seeds maybe from Julia, and you're really loving it this year too, which is exciting. And I just found out today, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's get to when I taste it. So that's the Japanese taste off. When did I say that from Sherman? Like 10 minutes ago, right? That's the Japanese taste off we'll be doing. And that was only the first comment. I'm in trouble. Dinner reservation. Don't let me leave here any later than, what time is it now? It's 4:17 my time. Well, we'll see how it goes. I think I'll be okay since there's only like 11 total. Hi, Leslie. Thanks for being here. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I think I have, no, I thought I had, oh wait, what's this? Oh, there's some confetti. Happy birthday to me. Is there music? No, there's no music. So yeah, bring on 57. I am ready. It's good. I love the summer, not because of my birthday, although I must admit when I was a kid, who doesn't love when their birthday comes around, right? I loved it because it was my birthday. But the one thing that stunk in school is your birthday's in the summer, and back then, if your birthday's in the summer, you don't get to celebrate with the class, which is a bummer. Nowadays, I think they do like summer birthdays all in one day or something. But I love summer because of tomatoes, fresh produce. Is there nothing better than going to the garden and picking your dinner? Or at least a lot of it, or at the very least the herbs and tomatoes, of course. There's nothing better to me. And when the kids were younger, we used to go, I mentioned this on my garden tour yesterday, which, by the way, if you watched my garden tour yesterday and you lost sound, it wasn't you. Should have been like an hour-long garden tour. Started in the kitchen on looking at my counter, and then lost sound, and then the entire 30 minutes I filmed outside lost sound. My microphone lost charge, and I didn't know. And the funny thing is, I hate editing. I'm terrible at it. I don't know how Jen does it because I'm terrible at it. So normally I just put all the different clips together, upload it, put it to YouTube. I don't watch it ahead of time. I put in my beginning and my ending. So what made me think to listen to one of the clips or look is a miracle, because otherwise you would have been sitting there watching me in the garden for 30 minutes with no sound. But I want to say we did get a good like 20, 25 minutes inside. Some of it didn't have sound. I'll have to make sure it's charged next time. But why was I talking about my garden tour? Oh, somebody's hyped up today. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Garden tour. I don't know. Maybe I'll think of it. Hey, Jamie. Thank you for the birthday wishes, my friend. I appreciate it. Speaking of Jamie, coming up very, very soon, I believe it is next Sunday, a week from this Sunday, August 9th, 2026, Jamie and Jen Fox, or Malachite Jen, they are, and Jamie, I always call Malachite Jen because I named her that and I like it and it suits her. But Jamie has a blog too. It's NorCal Mater Gal. So please follow her if you don't know how to. Jamie, I'm not sure if you've put anything in TLC recently, but perhaps you should give yourself another plug, because I'm sure people would want to follow you. But anyway, they are hosting our very first West Coast Tomato Lovers Collective tomato tasting and seed swap. We did our first East Coast one last September. So they're doing one on the West Coast in Lodi, California. So next Sunday, it's going to be a banging good time, whether you have tomatoes to share or not, or seeds to share or not. I know they view it as the same way Jen and I do for our East Coast one. Just come. Honestly, as great as it is to taste tomatoes and as great as it is to share seeds with our fellow like-minded tomato heads, meeting each other in person, and those of you who come to Carlisle know exactly what I'm talking about. There's something just so beautiful about it. You form a very special, like, even you think you have a special bond online, and I'm sure you do. I do with many of you who I likely, unfortunately, will never meet in person. But this just brings it next level. So come, and I guarantee you will taste some great tomatoes and go home with some seeds. So please don't feel like you need to bring anything in order to go. Please don't. It says bring yourself tomatoes to taste and any seeds to swap, but tomatoes and seeds are not required. Yes. Taste, share, swap, grow together. Exactly. So those adorable ladies are going to be hosting that a week from Sunday. And then Jen and I have ours coming up, our second annual tasting. We do plant swaps there. We just had our third annual back in May, I think. Friday, August 28th will be our East Coast one in Carlisle, Pennsylvania from 12 to 6. Same rules apply. Bring tomatoes if you have them. Bring seeds if you have them. If you bring seeds to either one of them, it will be much easier for you and everybody else. Just come with them pre-packaged already. That way, you've got seeds I want. You've got seeds I want. Just swap envelopes and you're good to go. So those are coming up. So mark your calendars. Hope you can make it. I have to say, for Carlisle, we've had some non-East Coast people coming to these events. And when I say East Coast, like as south as Florida and as north as New Hampshire. So like spanning the East Coast of the United States. We would love for more of you, if you are so inclined, to start these. It's really up to you how you want to do it. But those of you overseas, other parts of the United States, Canada, like Mexico, whatever, we would love to see more of these pop-ups happen. The meetups they're really special. So hopefully you can make at least one of those. With Jen and I, we will be once again doing a live stream from ours, at least for a little while, so you guys can take part in it. Okay. Who said it was going to be a short show today? Did you say that? My niece made me this as a birthday gift. Oh, where's my other one? Huh. There's another. Oh, there it is. Hopper and Rue, my kittens, were up there earlier. So this one I've had up there. No, this one I've had up there, but my niece Campbell made me this as a little birthday gift. And I have one upstairs from Jess Peters too, that she's sent me this kind gift when our sweet Rory passed away, a emotional support tomato. So my family is growing of little tomatoes here. Before I forget, and since I'm back here anyway, I'm not going to be tasting these as I mentioned, but I wanted to show you, just so, if you didn't watch my garden tour yesterday and see my counter, I wanted to show you some of the incredible things that are coming in now, some really big things. This is Supernova by Joe Raris. Have not tasted it yet. That's a nice, big, beautiful one. This one I'm really excited to see what this is going to be like. This is Color Boom by Valentina Chilienka. Obviously not completely ripe yet, but I'm very intrigued by the coloring on that. I've got some ruby ores blushing outside that we're going away for the weekend, leaving tomorrow again. So we'll have to see how the kittens do this time. We shall see. The ruby ores are like the size of my head. They're massive. I don't know if Mike's watching, but they're massive. I tasted a Hazel Creek the other day. It was one that I grew in a grow bag, but the ones in ground are getting to be massive. And Laura from Kids Seed Company, she's growing these, and they are growing these and will be carrying seeds. She said their fruits are huge too. You know what this baby is? Abanias, which I grew last year. Beautiful pink. This is quite the cat-faced one. Beautiful pink Spanish variety. One of my favorites of last year. I know I shared many seeds with many of you. And I loved it so much I grew it again. And that says a lot. When I'm going to grow it again, that says a lot. These are super big. And this is another one that Kids Seed Company will be carrying. And who's this? Oh, English Rose. Mira sent me seeds for these. I've got lots of big ones, but I just picked a couple that I thought would look pretty behind me. But man, the size of these Hazel Creeks, like the ones in the grow bags are a good size, but in the raised bed, they're massive. I can't wait to slice into Abanias. Can't wait. I can't wait to slice into everything. And we're going to do some smaller ones today. Some cherries. One I've tasted before, and I'll explain once we get there. Two others I've tasted before. Three other, yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Let's get to more comments. Thank you, Susan. Happy birthday to me. I appreciate the kind wishes. Thank you, Kina, for putting that nice post in the group earlier, and for all of your messages. It's very heartwarming, even on a day that my day didn't start all that great this morning, but it turned into a good day. I'm feeling the love. Hi, Kelly. It's Awesome Sauce Thursday again. It is. Hey, Francis, who brought the cake? Someone forgot the cake. Well, stick a candle in a tomato and let's sing happy birthday, Lauren. We can do that. We'll stick it in one of the cherries I'm going to be tasting. Hi, Blah Blah. Thanks for being here. And Teresa is here. Mariah, hi there. Mariah, your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. There's somebody in the group. I'm not sure if he's here. And again, because we're a private group, I hesitate to share names because this is a public forum. But there's somebody in the group, if you're in TLC, who said he also turns 57 today. So we were born on the exact same day, which I thought was super cool. And Ken Fry's birthday was yesterday. Hi, Hi, Linda. Thanks for tuning in. And Rowena's here. Hey, Rowena. And these garden adventures. Hi, Heidi. Thanks for watching. And Nicole's here. Hey there. I may have to skip over a lot of these guys. We'll see. I'll try to get to as many as I can. We've got Alex here, which I'm glad about. If you guys remember, last week I had intended on tasting his own hybrid, which is called Lucky Garden. But I forgot to tell him ahead of time. He's usually here, but I forgot to tell him, and I could kind of tell from the comments he wasn't here. So I thought I would push it off for another week. And so we will be tasting this today. Spoiler alert, I tried one. I popped one in my mouth very inadvertently a few days ago. I don't want to get into more than that and spoil it more than that. Usually I'm pretty good about holding out, and you can tell it's got good shelf life, so it could have waited a week. But I wanted to do it in front of Alex. He deserves that. Who else do we have here? Hi, Janet. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. And don't have any ripe tomatoes to enjoy, so I'm having a bit of coffee. Well, if you can't have tomatoes, you can have coffee. I swear, when was it? It was like a week and a half ago we came home from our weekend away, and I shared a picture in the group of like a counter that was maybe a quarter of the way filled up, if that. And now I've got that counter full, and our side counter is full of all the cherries. So, and it's not even August yet. I mean, practically, but not even. So they're coming in. I feel like they're a little bit earlier than usual, but with the heat waves and stuff, I think a lot of my plants are just cooking away. I mean, it's been nice this past week for sure. And we did get some rain the other night, a lot of rain, actually. Not like some of you that's just been getting torrential downpours. We did have a torrential downpour, but it only lasted one night. So I don't know if that had something to do with the ripening. Now, so we our East Coast tomato tasting seed swap last year was like September 28th. And Jen and I were realizing that's really kind of too late for us. Like, I brought tomatoes, but by that point, the plants are they've all got septoria, and they just don't taste the same anymore. All my tomatoes tend to taste the same kind of by that point. So we pushed it a month earlier, but we didn't want to push it too early for those that may be very north, like New Hampshire and upstate New York and all that, who are, well, maybe just getting going. So now I'm like, gosh, everything's coming in. I hope I have stuff for Carlisle. I will. There's still lots left on the plants. Hey, Linda. Happy birthday to Mrs. Tomato Head. Thank you, my friend. Oh, prizes. Linda is donating some great prizes today. So we've got Linda, we've got Olivia Lai. Old South Seeds is giving away a Bill Jeffers prize package. And then Sarah Paxman sent me a huge package of seeds to give away. Very, very generous of her. Sarah, if I haven't thanked you publicly, thank you. So I'm combining a couple of the varieties she sent me, along with something that Meraki Seeds sent me. So there'll be that prize, and then Will Hodges gave me seeds back at Carlisle, and I haven't been good about giving those out either. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 prizes. How do you win a prize, you ask? You type in #tomato in the comments. #tomato. You only need to do it once. And at the end of the show, I will draw the names. Some of them you will need to get from me, because I have them in my possession, so they may not come immediately, but others will come directly from the donor. So thank you, everybody, for your generous donations. As always, it's just, I don't even have words. It's just so humbling and beautiful. And I know Kina, Jen, and I are very, very thankful for that. Yeah, we've got 90 live viewers already. That's exciting. Hi, everybody. If you're just tuning in, we have not talked really about, well, I'm going to be doing some taste testing today. So make sure you get hashtag tomato in. And if you're new to the show, let us know in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Capricorn Creek, Shelby. Nice and cool here, 64 outside. That is nice. That is nice. Baba says dreary and wet here in Connecticut. Got Lisa here. Yay, birthday time. We need cake. Rob and I, we're going out to a place for dinner that we've never been to before. It's been open for about a year. I think it's a rooftop bar in Easton, Pennsylvania, which is about 20 minutes from us. They actually have very good restaurants in Easton, and we just don't eat out a lot because I'm a foodie and I love to cook. You would think foodie would want to eat out, but I'm kind of I love to cook. Love to cook. I don't know if you guys remember me talking, was it last week, about my mom harassing me every year, like what I want for my birthday, and me always saying, I don't want anything. Please stop buying for me. And she is my mom. I think, who is it? Was it you, Linda? No, somebody said it's never too old. Maybe it was Misty. I think it was Misty, to get from your parents. So I came up with an idea, and my parents sent me a 25-year-old age bottle of balsamic. I'm a big fan of, since I no longer drink, I've been sober for 13 years. I do collect good aged balsamic vinegars. I've got some 12 years. I have the one I really love, which I've shared before, is an IGP, which is a little step down from the DOP, which is a designation of, I forget what, from Italy. But I've got a 25-year-old aged balsamic up there. And so that's something I wouldn't buy for myself because it's very expensive. So thank you, Mom and Dad. I'm sure you're not watching, but I was proud of myself for coming up with that one. Hi, Irene. Thanks for tuning in. And Deborah, still waiting for a large red tomato. I've only had ripe cherries. It's frustrating. I find sometimes the red ones take longer to ripen. Do you guys find that too? Not all of them. I'm obviously getting some red ones. Most sage. Oh, I need to say this too if you didn't watch my garden tour yesterday. Last week here on the show, I tested most sage, which is a variety that both myself and Val Smith got out of the USDA seed bank this past year. So we're both looking to get it out into circulation. And it was a good tomato, didn't blow me away. That's still the case. However, retasted it the other day, and it was really, really good. Now that wasn't even my first tomato that I tasted, but it may be one of those that gets better as the season goes on. So be on the lookout for those. Obviously, Val will be selling it. I gave seeds to our friends at Old South Seeds, Mark and Carol. They will be selling it. It's a really good one. So this person who's not normally a fan of reds, I like this one. Incredibly heat tolerant, incredibly productive. So Mosage, Mosage. Hey, Mike. Speaking of Mike and Hazel Creek and Ruby Orr, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to skip ahead here a little bit. We've got Ongwei, Scano Ongwei. He was the first person to message me happy birthday at 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, Ongwei. Hi, son. Thanks for tuning in. And we've got Melissa. And Christy's here. And Larissa. And Deb's here. Hey, buddy. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Happy Thursday to you. Hey, Jamie. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Haley. Hope it's been an awesome sauce day so far. It is now. It actually has been most of the day. This morning started off a little shaky, but it is now. All right, here's Jess. Hey, Jess. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. And Kim with the babies, with little Sienna. Hey, Lauren and friends, happy Thursday. More importantly, happy birthday, sweet friend. Thank you. There was never even a minute where I thought I'm not going to do a show today. I just figure I'll do a shorter show. We'll see. We're already 40 minutes in. I haven't tasted a tomato. Should we do that? This is funny because I can relate. I have a jar of mayonnaise in one hand and bread in another, no tomato. I can't relate now. We've got tomatoes coming out of our ears, but a couple weeks ago I felt the same. Hi, Reva Marie 7. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Drew's here. Janet, look at those gorgeous tomatoes behind you. I know. I don't know if you watched my garden tour yesterday, but it was pretty much all just focused on my counter because all the stuff I filmed outside had no sound. But the counter's looking good. The counter's looking really good. Hi, Larissa. Thank you very much. Who else do we have? Labby Angel. Missed the last 2 streams. Glad I made it today. Me too. And Naray is here. The birdie on YouTube. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Do I know the birdie on YouTube? I'm sure I do. The birdie on YouTube. Do tell. Tell us who you are. Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate the birthday wishes. AKA Grant, happy birthday. Hey, Grant. Speaking of Grant, I wanted to address something. So Grant is a new member. And I do remember your name from last week, Grant. And he must be a genius because somehow he created some AI thing, and I don't know how AI and stuff works, where I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Grant, but you can like plug in any variety I've ever talked about into whatever, I don't know if it's an app or whatever that he did. It's something through Gemini. And you can hear me talk about it, or you can get to the point where I do talk about it. So he sent it to me last week, and I was just like, I didn't even know what to make of it. I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then he sent me this graphic, this cartoon graphic, which talked about the spitters that I hate, that I've talked about over the past 3 years. And it mentioned 4 specifically. It mentioned Indigo Rose. It mentioned Black Beauty. It mentioned Malachite Box Black, not the green. And what was the 4th one? I don't remember the 4th one. Probably something with ant though. And I thought it was really cute and funny, and in the grand scheme of talking about almost 1,000 varieties, having those 4, I thought it was cool. It was clever. It was eye-catching. Didn't know he was going to post it, but he put it into the group, and I accepted it. And I got some feedback that it wasn't the most positive post in the world, and not everything has to be rosy and unicorns and teddy bears and stuff in the group, but I got some feedback that they felt it was just not in keeping with what we do in the group. I view it a little bit differently, but I can see if you're not getting it in context. If it's just, these 4 tomatoes nobody should ever eat. And I'm not sure everybody understood that it was based on my opinions from my show. So I wanted to thank Grant, because obviously a tremendous amount of work, and I thought it was cute and funny, and I think most people did. Well, I shouldn't say most, but it got a lot of cool comments, and then people were putting in what their spitters were. And then some people were disagreeing with me on some of them, like, I really like this one, and which is fine. But I did get some feedback, strong feedback, that it just felt a little mean, even though I didn't put the post up. And so, Grant, please, if you did absolutely nothing wrong. I just wanted to say for anybody that post offended, I'm sorry if I missed the mark on posting it. I'm not perfect. We do, Jen, Keena, and I do our best. Um, again, it was just based on my own opinion. I did say throughout the post to people, try it for yourself because it's only my opinion. I'm not, somebody asked me if I was some like tested, like expert tester or something like that. I'm not. I don't have some kind of expert palate. I've just grown for like 32, 33 years and I know what I like and what I don't. And I come to you each week here on the show and have for a couple of years now, I think 3 years, and then on my social medias, on my Instagram, and I tell it like it is. I you know I don't sugarcoat it. Um, I don't know that I'm ever mean about it. At least I hope I'm not. But I can see how out of 1,000 varieties, only focusing on the 4 yucky ones maybe just didn't feel all that positive. So if you were one of the ones that felt like it was out of place in the group, I do apologize for accepting it. I do know that Grant meant no harm by it. I certainly did not. Um, but I do encourage you all, like, if there's ever anything in the group that feels out of place or whatever, please come to me. My door is always open. And if you don't feel comfortable coming to me, go to Keena and Jen. We do, it's important to me that we remain positive and light and funny. And I can see, and Keena told me today it was shared in a German group too, who must be very confused. My opinion on taste is not the be all end all at all. Some people, like Jen and I, tend to not agree on a lot of things, which I think makes us a strong duo together. I think Keena and I have similar palates, but Jen and I are almost a little bit opposite. Not on the antho thing, though. We agree on that. So I'll just say it one more time. My opinion is only my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. Of course, there are also factors such as climate, growing conditions, soil, how much rain you got that year. Sometimes seed stock is different. It shouldn't be, but sometimes it is different. So hopefully I don't need to keep repeating that. But again, my opinion is not if I hate it, you should not grow it, ever. So I just wanted to say that up front there. I thought it was a cute graphic. I have stopped commenting on it. Thank you, Grant, for making it. Maybe next one, if you make another one, it can be awesome sauce bests or something like that. I do feel like there's a whole lot more bests that and breeders that I promote and tomatoes that I promote because there's a whole lot more of those than the spitters. I mean, I can count spitters pretty much on one hand, but I am sorry if it felt negative and out of place to anybody. But please know you can always come to me. Always come to me. All right. Hopefully that wasn't a downer. Hey, Green Apples. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm 58. The stiffness is real and annoying. Yeah, I live with lupus and fibromyalgia too on top of being 57. So I've been in pain since I was 32 years old, which stinks. But you know what? I've been doing pretty good. Obviously, I can get out and garden. I can't really complain. I'm doing a lot better than I was years ago, I will tell you that. Hey, Barb. Hey, mine is Monday, turning 60. Happy birthday, birthday twin. Another Leo. Strong personality and loyal to a fault. Hey, Catherine. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Gosia, thank you for being here. Happy Thursday to you. Going out for BLTs. No, because as much as I don't drink, but I also don't eat meat. I know I'm so boring. It actually helps with my pain eating plant-based. But sometimes I'll eat fish, and I might eat fish out. They actually have a couple of good vegan options where we're going tonight. And should be romantic. And this weekend we're going to Cape May, New Jersey, where 57 years living in New Jersey, I've never been, and it's supposed to be quite charming. And my son and girlfriend will be joining us, and we've got all kinds of things planned, which I'll tell you guys about next week. All right, I'm going to skip ahead. Hey, Maylin, thank you very much. Who haven't I gotten to yet? Hi, Tara Dove. Thanks for tuning in. Akelia's here. Happy birthday, LBZ. Enjoy your dinner and keep being you. Thank you. You always know how to make me feel good, Akelia. You really do. Right back at you, my friend. My kids have become tomato heads as well. No cherries ever seem to make it into the house, and I'm growing some great cherries. All right, on that note, I'm going to, before things get too out of control, I will get back to comments. Oh, hang on, one more. Raminta's here. Hey, Raminta. Thanks for tuning in. Two more. Lexi Girl. Hi, Lexi Girl. Thank you very much. You guys are very sweet. Thank you very much. Let's start tasting. But actually, before that, let me show you the one tomato that I'm not tasting that I couldn't wait until next week to tell you about. And I did share about it in the group. Where's this? And there's no trivia question today either, by the way. Oh, that's not it. But we are tasting that. This is it. This is a new one offered exclusively, I believe, by Kids Seed Company. Saint Vincent de Paul. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, from France. Look at this. They posted it in a reel earlier this week. It is now officially for sale on their site. Look at this tomato. Oh my word, look at the coloring on this. Saint Vincent de Paul. Vincent de Paul. Here's what they say about it. So, and if it's Kids Seed Company, actually, I think I have the direct link. They just listed it on their site like within the past couple of days. Here's the direct link. If you don't watch the show ever, please know that they are one of my all-time favorite vendors. They're a family-run business, like when I say family, like mom, dad, kids, family. Their varieties are so special because most of them they accumulate on their world travels, and they've got great stories attached to them. They're growing. I mentioned Hurricane Helene earlier. This is the very first one that they've bred, and proceeds of that are going to a food bank that helped them out and many others during Hurricane Helene. But Saint Vincent de Paul. Vincent de Paul. It says a rare, beautiful, and delicious tomato variety from the French commune of Châtillon-sur-Chalaronne in the Ain department in eastern France, about 60 kilometers northwest of Lyon. This heirloom tomato is named in honor of Saint Vincent de Paul. Saint Vincent de Paul was born in 1581 in Gascony, France, and was called to the priesthood early in life. Did I put the link in? No. Oh, yes, I did. Good. He was called to the priesthood early in life. He was ordained in 1600, and shortly after he was on a ship in the Mediterranean Sea, which was attacked by Barbary pirates. He was kidnapped and enslaved in Tunis for 2 years before escaping bondage and returning to France. For a short time after returning to France, de Paul was the parish priest in the village of Châtillon-sur-Chalaronne. Sort of. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know French, but I do try. Which today bears his name. Saint Vincent eventually made his way to Paris and founded the Daughters of Charity. This organization revolutionized social outreach in 17th century France by organizing systematic hands-on care for the poor, the sick, and the marginalized individuals. His legacy lives on today in the Society of Saint Vincent de Paul, which operates charities around the globe and helps thousands of individuals each year. the commune of Châtillon-sur-Chalaronne built a covered timber market in the town square in the 1400s. This outdoor market stands today and hosts dozens of local farmers every Saturday morning. The market has been voted one of the best in France, and farmers sell succulent sausages, amazing fruits and vegetables, and even live farm animals. While visiting the market, and it's pictured on their website, the market, I didn't post it here, we connected with a farmer, Yannick, who we met online years ago. It was wonderful to connect with Yannick and his family and to see his amazing produce that he grows about half an hour from the town. Yannick gave us the seed of this amazing tomato variety and let us sample the tomatoes, and told us that it is a regional variety that has been grown for over 100 years in the region and is named after their most famous resident, Saint Vincent du Paul. The fruits range from about 8 to 12 ounces and have beautiful pleats. The shoulders of the tomato are generally a little dark, and the flesh is dense and sweet with a medium acid. If you like old-time tomato flavor, this is a great variety for you. It is an indeterminate. As if that isn't great enough, we will donate all profits from the Saint Vincent du Paul tomato to the Society of Saint Vincent de Paul to help them continue their mission and ministry of providing face-to-face aid to anyone in need. Can you love Kids Seed Company anymore? I sound like Chandler Bing. Could I love them anymore? No, I could not. And then on a personal note, Laura told me privately, she said it has phenomenal flavor and lots of goo, which we know you will love. So that is that, and you can now find it on their website. It is absolutely on my 2027 grow list. I will be honored to grow a tomato with such a rich history and to help also get this into circulation. I know when I shared I think it was a reel in the group a couple days ago, people were like, oh yeah, this looks really good. So, so that's Saint Vincent du Paul. It does sound great, doesn't it? I'm definitely going to get it. I work at a hospital named St. Vincent for 20 years now. You absolutely must. It's beautiful. I agree. Gorgeous, says Shelby. Ooh. Me, it's Jean Marie. It sounds lovely. I hope you share photos. I'm sharing them right now. Are you not seeing? Although you did write that 7 minutes ago, so this may be before I have the photos up. That does look so lovely, says Jamie. I loved the graphic, funny, and it was fun to read the comments. Yeah, I could definitely see, for those that didn't understand what it was, that it seemed negative. I thought it was fun and funny too, but please know that Kina, Jen, and I do our best to keep it light, fun, and all of that. And some of the feedback I got was, how would you feel if you were one of the breeders of the tomatoes that was a spitter? And I totally understand that. I'm a published author, and I put myself out there a lot with both of my groups, and I don't always get the best feedback. And a bad review stinks. It does. But I've always promised to be honest with you guys. And again, just because I don't like it doesn't mean you won't like it. Orange Hat. Orange Hat was the fourth one, which is a micro dwarf. And a lot of people like Orange Hat. A lot of people like Black Beauty, Kina's mom being one of them. So yeah, I don't know, but it rubbed some the wrong way. So I just wanted to put that out there and apologize for any feelings that were hurt. I intentionally buy all my own seeds, and I don't sell anything. That way I can be 1000% honest. I think if I were, I know if I were selling seeds, I wouldn't call something a spitter, that's for sure. So I guess I want to put that to bed. I just wanted to put that out there. And Grant, for the graphic was absolutely adorable. I hope you can create more of them. I don't quite understand how everything's working, what you're doing, but it looks, oh, on Malachite Box Black, there was a quote that said, oh, what was the quote? It was, oh, I forget what the quote was, but it was a word like it was dreadful, but it wasn't dreadful. It was something like that. And I laughed and I said, did I actually say that? And he put the link to the quote. It was a show Jen and I did with Craig LaHoolier where I said it was whatever that word was. It was really funny. All right. Irene, this is an excellent point. Taste is subjective. That's why there's a place for every tomato. Completely agree. If we all loved the same things, it would be totally boring. Totally boring. Everybody's got different tastes, and that's what makes it fun. So if I consider something a spitter, doesn't mean you will consider it a spitter at all. Rach, I listen to multiple reviews. I like the taste tests. Sometimes I align with different people's palates. Totally, totally. I know I've shared this before, but I know, I think it was Susan shared that she doesn't listen to me or Jen. She listens to Ben. She likes Ben's palate, Jen's husband. So there you go. Big girl panties. Yeah, yeah. I just want to make sure nobody, I want everybody to feel like they have a voice and if I had any inkling that I thought it was rude, I would have never accepted it. I thought it was cute, but like for somebody who shared it in the German website, I don't know what they think it is, but obviously, I mean, if you look at a post like that, you're not thinking, all right, this person's telling me never to grow these 4 tomatoes. You use your own judgment, right? I see you and the beautiful tomatoes that you have, such a neat connection with your work. I love a great background story. Me too, Mindy. Me too. Okay, so on the same track as Kids Seed Company, what I also noticed today is they are growing one that I gave them seeds for that we're going to do the Japanese tasting, and we'll do it right now. I gave them Missouri. I gave them seeds for Missouri, and I think they just put up seeds for that today. Here's Missouri. You can see from last year, the bricks on that particular fruit was a 9.2. They were all like that. My grow bags are getting smaller fruits than the 2 I have in raised beds, but they are definitely bigger. Some of them have the little nipple at the bottom, some don't. But Kids Seed Company now has them in stock. So if you're looking to place an order, perhaps, and you don't have Missouri already, perhaps you'd like to check them out. So if you're just joining and didn't see, today I'm going to do a taste off of 3 Japanese tomatoes. The Japanese tend to grow mainly hybrids because of their climate. Very, very rainy. And they like things very sweet. So they, oh, shoot. I'm losing my stickers here. Okay, I got it. Can't lose those stickers. Too. Umamin is smaller, so that one I will know. They call them fruit tomatoes because they like them sweet. So we're going to taste Missouri, which I already know how it tastes. Reika. Now this is my plant from last year where I tasted it and it was okay, but not great. These fruits this year from this F1, these F1 seeds I've been given look a little bit different, and they shouldn't because these are the original F1 seeds. These are not a grow out from F1. And then Umamin, which is a hybrid, but they all kind of look similar, don't they? There is, I mentioned, there is a larger umami, and I have actually two larger ones upstairs, but one's not ready yet. The other had scabbing on it. So I thought I would do a taste. Now, I have a question on Missoura. I have one that says hybrid, and Cartel has just Missoura. Is it a hybrid or open pollinated? There are two types. And Heidi, thank you for this. If you got Missoura from me, they are F1 from a different vendor. So you gave away the F1 or you gave away seeds, which would make it an F2. I'm growing Missoura. I'm anxiously waiting for my first Missoura to ripen. It's a beauty on the plant, but no blushing yet. I think I said this earlier, but just for anybody that came late, many Missouras are hybrids. And I think there's a bunch of different varieties too with different numbers on it. The seeds I was given by my friend Marco from Germany, he sent them to me and he sent them to Juliet Tomatenwelt. And he said, these are open pollinated. These are not hybrid. And so far, growing this year from last year, from not only myself, but others who are growing it, they all kind of look the same. So it depends on where you get it from. Kid Seed Company got the seeds from me, so they would be the open pollinated ones. Heidi said, seeds that I got from the vendor, so you're actually giving away F1 seeds. Okay, good to know. What is Secret Seed Cartel? And Linda says they're a great seed shop. They are. And if you ever order from them, they have a code TLC20. You get 20% off at all times. Oh, Drew, Missoura has been my wife's favorite of the year so far. All right. Linda says, yeah, if someone reviews food and it always seems positive, I'm inclined to not trust them. No one ever likes everything. I agree. So I've got a lot that are meh. They're just eh. Not a lot that are spitters. Really not a lot that are spitters. But a lot that are meh. So we'll start. Let me make this bigger. Let's start with Missoura, since that one I know. And we shall taste these. Beautiful interior. Wow. Now, I don't know if it's going to be as high as 9.4, but it's going to be up there. Oh my God, is that a good tomato? It's sweet. It's tangy. I say this in my reviews a lot when it's something good, but it really checks all the boxes for me. It's got such a 1-2 punch of flavor. So much flavor. I'm just curious to do a bricks on this one. Testing, 1, 2, 3. 7.5, still pretty up there. That is just a delectable tomato. Delectable. And so the fact that it's still delectable, again, after a couple generations, I know Marco grew it for a few years before he gave it to me, leads me to believe they definitely are open pollinated. All right, let's do Reka next. Let me tell you a little bit. Oh, I was going to read my whole review last time of what I had reviewed Missoura. So we rated it a 9.5 out of 10 last year. And basically just said, taste rocked when you bite into it, gifted with intense tomato flavor, very rich, sweet umami, all the things I look for. Taste lingers, and it does. I can still taste it. Oh, man, I could almost live on that tomato and that tomato alone. Almost. Sufferwell would need to be in there too. And I'm hoping this year's Malapine tastes as good as last year too. People are getting different variants, so we shall see. Yeah, Rob agreed too. It doesn't look like much, but let me tell you, if you can get your hands on seeds, you want this. All right, let's talk Reka. So that Japanese taste article I was sharing about earlier in the show, they call this the crown jewel tomato. They say for those seeking a true taste of luxury, the Reka tomato is a true delicacy. Known as the crown jewel tomato, this variety commands a premium price due to its incredibly sweet flavor and velvety smooth texture. Yeah. So last year, I don't remember much. I have my notes somewhere. I didn't really write them down because I didn't feel like it was a fair enough review because of the plant to like do a detailed review. But this is going to be fair. Okay, the inside looks very similar to Missoura. Very similar. Here it goes. It's a very good tomato. Much more tangy than sweet, but still has sweetness. Lots of flavor. Definitely better than what I tasted last year. Yeah, for my taste buds, Missouri beats it hands down. Let's see what the Brix is. But I set the bar. I mean, I started with a great tomato first, so. Okay, this is a Brix of 5, which is still a very respectable Brix score. For those of you that don't know what a Brix score is, this is called a refractometer, and it measures the sugars in fruits and beer and coffee, and they use it for all kinds of things. So it's a good gauge for tomatoes. Now, just because something's sweet doesn't mean it's going to be a great tomato, but it's one of the few things we can actually get an actual reading on. It's a very good tomato. The crown jewel? I don't know. I don't think so. I would call Missouri the crown jewel over that. But now let's look at umami. No, sorry, umamin. This is another hybrid. Reka is also a hybrid. So finding F1 seeds for these is going to be tough. Oh, I'm sorry. For Reka, it will be tough. You can get F2 seeds from Julia at Tomatenwelt. F1 seeds, you'd kind of have to have an in with somebody in Japan, at least for the time being. Umamen. Let's see. Seeds were sourced from Tokita, America. Umami describes it's sweet, sour, bitter, salty. They're just saying what umami means. So umamen is a play on the term umami. It's high disease resistant to tomato mosaic virus, Fusarium, verticillium, and nematodes. All 3 of my plants are pretty healthy, actually. Early harvest, 60 to 65 days. Oh, Burpee. Burpee sells this one. So not hard to find in the United States for this one. They say it describes a distinct flavor experience, one unique from the 4 main primary tastes. One bite of this 6 to 8 ounce red pink tomato with bold, smoky, savory notes is a perfect introduction to umami. Vigorous, indeterminate plants resist tobacco mosaic virus. Okay. Let's take a look at the inside. Looks really nice. Very nice. Ooh, Wow. Ooh, is that good? Wasn't expecting that. Mmm. Holy guacamole. Totally wasn't expecting that. That's delicious. Like Missouri, total flavor pop in the mouth. Irene, I don't know if you're here, Irene. I know you told me you grew it, and I forget if you liked it or not. I think you said you did. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to describe the flavor. Think of every amazing adjective, and there it is. Let's test the bricks on this. Yeah, 7.7. Really high. This is an excellent, excellent saladette tomato. When tomatoes like this happen during my show, I usually run out after the show and make sure to fertilize, like add some good kelp fertilizer to the mix to make sure it's going to live for a long time. This is a shockingly delicious tomato for me. Hopefully, I don't have to keep saying for me. Let's just assume that everything I review is just for me and that you know that my taste isn't everybody's taste. This is great. This is great. All right, just tasted umami. They're different. It's hard to compare tomatoes to tomatoes. Missouri tastes a little sweeter, I think. You get a pucker, which I know Heidi Jury's out there. I know you don't like the pucker. I like the pucker. Wow, wow, wow. That is awesome, you guys. And not hard to find. You can get this again. Burpee carries it. I'm sure there's others. I actually got my seeds from, excuse me, a vendor on Etsy called Pan Asian Heirloom, I think is their name. I've had good luck with them. That is great. That's a new favorite. Wow. I'm going to be eating more. We've got more upstairs. I can't wait for Rob to taste this. All right, there you go. Umami. There's no way when we do our actual review that's not going to be a 9 out of 10. No way. If you like a good pucker, you're going to love this. Yay, I loved umami. It's my #1 tomato this year. Yay! Wow, I was so not expecting that. So not expecting that. I'm eating my Missouri first, and I'm like, nothing's going to beat this. Reka pales in comparison compared to those two, I will tell you that. That is a great tomato. Run, don't walk to get your hands on seeds for umami and Missouri. And if you're just tuning in, Kids Seed Company is now carrying it, Missouri. So go to kidseedco.com. They're not carrying umami hybrid, though. Kidseedco.com. Wow, wow, wow. Heather, Lauren, you got to go back and rewatch your reaction to umami. I could never play poker. I was talking to Jess Peters about this not long ago. I couldn't play poker when it comes to tomatoes. Speaking of Jess, Missouri to my palate is kind of like you took classic tomato and maxed out the sweetness and the intensity richness. Yes. No prominent notes that are non-tomato-ish, unlike some varieties. Totally. Lisa, thank you. Jara's garden has seeds for umami. Good to know. Jamie, you're so right. Missouri, heirloom tomato and grocery store clothing. Totally. And that's what umami is too. You can stick this on some shelf in a grocery store and people won't know what they're in for. What kind of flavor does Missouri have? Well, it's deep and rich and tangy and sweet, very rich. And in both cases, I wish I had another umami down here. I've got some upstairs. Wow, 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 wow. I'm also growing Uma Mini, which I've shared on my garden tours, which a friend from Europe sent me. This is a cherry version of umami. They don't look anything alike. They're more of like a pear shape. And those are good too, but was not prepared for this. Holy smokes. Okay, how are we doing on time? Well, the umami's long gone. That was just the last of the Missouri. Wow. All right, let me just taste the Reka again. Reka's not bad by any stretch. It's just not at that level. I'm not sure why they call it the crown jewel. But again, tastes are subjective, right? Okay. Moving on. I hate to move on. I wish you could all taste it. I'm so glad I decided to grow that this year. I'm regretting there was another Japanese one I was growing, and I ended up giving away my seedlings for Momotaro. And I've heard just recently people saying they really liked it. It's also known as Tough Boy. I think overseas it's known as Tough Boy. Here in the United States, it's known as Momotaro. There's also Momotaro Gold. I keep hearing how great that is. I'll have to grow it next year. But gang, this is also just to show you that some people think that like TLC is snobbery towards heirlooms and open pollinated. That couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, what's our next? I didn't plan this segue, but it's perfect because hybrids exist for a reason. Sun Gold, for some, it's not my favorite, but for some, it's the perfect cherry tomato. And they've got the perfect recipe to put together to cross and give you Sun Gold. It's like going to McDonald's across the world. You can go into one, order a Big Mac. It's going to be the same wherever you go, I think, for the most part. Same with Sun Gold. Same with umami. So leading into that with this unplanned segue is a hybrid from our friend Alexander Chumis of the Lucky Garden YouTube channel, or Alex, as some of us know him by. And he has created his own hybrid that's going to stay a hybrid. It's called Lucky Garden. I was fortunate enough to be one of only, I think, a select few that he sent seeds to this year. And I was going to review it last week, and he wasn't here. I mentioned this earlier. I'm just repeating for anybody that wasn't here earlier in the episode. Sorry, my mind is still like on fire from that umami. Holy smokes. I've got to go count how many fruits are on that thing. Lucky Garden. So I didn't taste it. And then I was running out. Where was it? Going out, I think it was last weekend. Yes, because I texted Akeelia right after, and I'm like, I can't talk. I'm running out to dinner, but I just sort of accidentally popped a Lucky Garden into my mouth. So I'm not going to lie, I've tasted this. Obviously, the graphic on the left is my graphic. Talk about a tomato that you can't judge a look by its cover. The photo on the right is Alex's photo. Those are not my trusses. But the photo on the left is mine, and that brick score of an 8.3 is real. These little fruits are very uniform, little nipple at the end, as you see in the picture there. Looks like a whole lot of nothing. I will not divulge the crosses. That is not up to me to divulge, and it's not people that create hybrids. They don't divulge their crosses because then other people would make it. But let me tell you, it's brilliant. So I'm going to retaste this one to share with you all. let me show you here so you can see it closer. You see that green seeds and goo? Isn't much that makes Lauren happier than green seeds and goo. Do I pretend to be surprised at the flavor? Again, there are some incredible hybrids. Alex, my friend, I am proud to say I'm one of the first other people to grow it. And you have created what I consider to be a masterpiece. I hope to grow this 8.1 on this particular one. You know, a little bit similar actually to umami. It's rich, it's sweet, it's tangy. I know I run out of adjectives. I don't want to say tropical. And I don't want to say fruity, because fruity to me normally means a little bit milder. And this is not mild. This is for people who are like me, who like truly intense tomato flavor. Like 1-2 punch, smack yo mama, as Jen Fox says, tomato flavor. You like your tomatoes to like hit you upside the head and say, hello, I'm here. That is Lucky Garden. So since it's a hybrid, how do you get seeds? Well, Alex is pursuing this. He's pursuing a couple different avenues for people to sell it for him. But he is prepared. Have no fear. Alex, are you here? I hope you're still here. Didn't fall asleep. Oh, there you are. I told him today, I said, once I review this, you know you're going to be, like, people are going to want this. And he said he's prepared. Heidi, watch Alex open a seed shop and not ship to the United States. No, I don't believe Alex will be selling seeds, but he has a couple people in mind who he would he's going to approach to sell these. These are incredible, and for the record, Mr. Tomato Head thinks so too. Hybrids do better in heat. Just my experience. I have both. These, you know, I've put off reviewing, or I had put off reviewing these for a couple of weeks. So the shelf life is great too, and they're fresh as a daisy. They do have a crunch, but the skin isn't, it's a little chewy, but hardly noticeable, because my tasting brain is too focused on what this flavor is that is coating my throat and taste buds with this delectableness. I'm going to eat these all. But Alex, thank you for sending me these. You haven't steered me wrong yet, and I'm really, really excited for you with your first cross and first hybrid. And I think it's really cool that you've created your own like hybrid. And I can't wait to see what you do with it. But this is obviously something that I won't be saving seeds from, because one, I wouldn't do that to Alex. And two, it's not going to ever be the same tomato again. So he will be keeping us posted, right, Alex? You'll be keeping us posted. Alex, it sounds amazing. It really is amazing. I'm not the type of person that says like, here's a tomato and you can't have it. He's very well prepared to get this out there somehow. So just stay tuned. Congrats, Alex. Congrats, Alex. I was thinking about you guys in on the West Coast, Malachite Jen, you, Jamie, that this might do really, really well in your environment. That crunch is like the sound of a chocolate bar being opened. But better, in my opinion. All right, there's 3 left. I should also mention plants are very, very productive. Plant is incredibly healthy, despite septoria in my garden this time of year. This is a winner. This is a winner. Another unexpected one. All right. What's next? Okay, next we have one that we grew in 2023 and I loved it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the very first tomato I ever tasted live on Tomato Talk Live with Jen. I think it is. It's called Uptown Funk. Haven't grown it in a few years. This is a variety by Blaine Horton of the United States. He's a very prolific breeder. Many of you know some of his work. Beautiful, beautiful. Very uniform shaped saladette fruits. I first wanted to grow it years ago because it has malachite box in the cross, and I'm a big sucker for malachite box. It's got malachite box, pink Berkeley tie-dye, and indigo rose, which unfortunately is on the spitters, Lauren's 4 spitters list. But in this case, you don't taste that yucky antho. I don't like antho, so anything with antho is going to be a spitter for me. Although black malachite box isn't an antho, I just thought it wasn't a very good tomato for me. But anything with antho in general, if it's got a heavy antho taste, I'm going to hate it. This doesn't have that, but I remember loving it. And I think Malachite Jen has grown it. And I know I've shared seeds with some of you, so I'm hoping I remember it. I hope it's as good as I remember. I have not yet retasted it this year. We gave it a 9 out of 10. This is before we had a refractometer. This is back in 2023. Here's my review on Instagram from back in 2023. Expectations were high because it's got malachite box and pink Berkeley tie-dye also added as indigo rose. I had the opportunity to taste test this beauty live on our first Tomato Talk Live Friday night, and oh my God, I was not expecting Uptown Funk to be this good. It's a flavor bomb of the perfect combo of sweet and tangy, loud flavor that demands attention, and upon first bite, it was just a symphony for my tomato-loving taste buds. Rob said he might like it even better than our beloved Berkeley pink tie-dye. I might be in agreement with him. Plants are prolific and produce small beefsteaks that are a beautiful deep red painted with green metallic stripes. The inside is a deep purple, juicy and delightful, everything I look for in a tomato. And I wrote, Blaine Horton, my tomato-obsessed self thanks you for breeding this incredible variety. It is an instant favorite that has automatically become a new staple in our forever garden, and we only have a handful of those. Well, since 2023, we've added some more. All right, let's take a look. Take a look at that inside. The outside sure is pretty. Pretty. All right. It is good. Brix is a 7.9. So there you go. Not surprised. That is a really delicious tomato. I kind of just echo everything I read. It's got no detectable antho flavor at all. Now, sometimes antho can be more pronounced where you have it in the garden, depending on how much shade you have or whatever. But believe me, if there was any detectable antho at all, I would not be regrowing this. I'm so happy to be growing this again. It's delicious. Shelby, I thought I was the only one who describes flavor as loud. People generally look at me very strangely when I let that slip out. Let me tell you, it was, I think it was Darlene Barry who invented that when she was like, I think I know the type of flavor you like, Lauren. It's loud. And I'm like, that's it. Loud flavor. Yeah, Uptown Funk still gets a big thumbs up. I would still give it a 9 out of 10. Oh no, Mike, really? It's a cuckoo. Bummer. I'm sad I did not get to grow Uptown Funk again. Hey, Dennis. Nice to see you. I desperately want to grow it because of the Berkeley pink tie-dye side. It's my hero. And I want to sample as many of its offspring as possible. It is a good one. It's a really good one. Hey, Nicole. Uptown Funk is delicious and beautiful and productive. Okay, what's next? How are we doing on time? Oh, I got to speed it up. Got to speed. No spitters here so far. All right, here's an interesting one. Seeds for this were given to me by Lucas Wallman. It's not a creation of his. A friend of his named Gary Cass bred them. It is a cross of black cherry and blue tears. And Lucas told me it is in his top 3 ever. So naturally I had to try. Beautiful purplish brown cherries. Have not tasted it yet. And that's all I know about it. Lucas's top 3 ever. Black cherry, blue tears. Let's see what we got. Inside, ooh, lots of seeds and goo. Let's look at this. Looks good. Well, I'm having good luck tonight. That's good. Skin is slightly chewy, but the skin is really super sweet, so you don't really even mind. Really complex, and I mean that in the best way possible. Very sweet, but not just sweet. It's got those hints of acid, a little bit of like a wine. That's good. I know I'm making it sound like it's because I've been going crazy over some of these tonight, but this is an excellent cherry. Let's test the bricks on it. Ooh, Lucas, I don't know if you're watching. I know you were going to try. 8.4. High. Lucas was hoping that the F4 would be as good as the F3. I don't know what the F3 tasted like, but these are good. Koa. I don't know if these are available on Open Source Seed Initiative yet. I should have checked that before the show. But if anybody has any questions about it, you can reach out to Lucas Wallman. He's always very helpful in all of that. That's very good. I haven't grown blue tears, so I don't know what that's like. Okay, back by popular demand, we have a real Lime in the Coconut by Angwe Es. When I say real, one of the first tomato, I think it was the first tomato I tasted this year. I just had, you guys know when you grow a plant and sometimes you've got like this really low-hanging fruit, like one lone low-hanging fruit ripens earlier than everything else. And they usually don't taste anything remotely like the plant. And I probably stupidly tasted on the show. And it wasn't great, but I did say I don't take that at all as what this tomato tastes like. So now I'm getting several coming in. This one's kind of a funky shape, but again, bred by Angwe Es. He says tropical fruitiness, hint of citrus. It's got huge potato leaves. Plant is really holding up well in the garden, despite septoria. This one definitely has good disease resistance. He says actually does taste as though there's a hint of coconut. Let's take a look. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. I know some of you have tasted this already. Leslie, I think you're one of them. Oh, Haley, you did too, right? Now we're talking. Yeah, this is nothing like that other one I tasted. Very good. It does taste tropical. Almost pineapple-y. Very much pineapple-y, actually. Good. Lots of flavor. I wouldn't say it's super, super sweet. But for a beefsteak, 5.5 is pretty good. I mean, pretty sweet. That's delightful ongwe. It's got a velvety texture. Pineapple-y, not watery at all. Lots of flavor. That's a good one. Yay! Yay for lime in the coconut. Put the lime in the coconut. Excuse me for being rude. I can never let seeds and goo go to waste. I love it so much. Who else has tasted lime in the coconut? And do you agree it tastes pineapple-y? That's good. I've got lots more on the plant. It's been going to be very productive. I think I've got 3 ripening upstairs, and I'm glad I finally got to taste the real thing. Very good. Citrus, yay. Coconut, nay. Doesn't taste like coconut. No worries. Does that mean that it didn't grow out as expected? If you're talking about my very first one, no, but those funky first fruits rarely do. I wouldn't go by that, but no, I would say tropical fruitiness, hint of citrus is what he said. I go by that completely. Yeah, I think it tastes exactly what he describes, and it's very, very good. Oh, I wanted to grow this one. Oh, is Lucas here? Oh, you are here, Lucas. I didn't see you. Haley, I haven't tried my lime in the coconut yet. We'll be doing that later tonight or tomorrow. Haley is a white tomato fanatic. She's been looking for lime in the coconut and Prince Charming's Bastard for years, ever since I've known her. So I'm really, really happy you have them, and that tonight you will get to taste lime in the coconut. Not yet. If this is Lucas Wallman, not yet. F5 will be added in about October if mine is good again. Yeah, it was really good, Lucas. I'm glad you're here. Sure, I'm watching. Gotcha. Looks kind of like koa wood. I'm not sure what koa wood is. Koa has a lovely color. It does, doesn't it? So they kind of almost look like Hungry Like the Wolf by Bill Yoder. So good. All right, how are we doing on time? All right. Boy, we're having good luck tonight, huh, guys? Well, I am, and hopefully you're enjoying it through me. I tried Prince Charming's Bastard already, though, and it was amazing. I wish I would have grown several plants. Yeah, that's a good one. And seems to be very, very stable from what I can tell. I know there was question about Leslie's, but I think that one was just out. He was growing it for a very long time, and so it was just getting super tall, but seems to be very, very stable. Okay, next is These are not bred by Angway, but he sent me the seeds, and I think he sent many of you seeds. This is Coastal Pride Orange. In fact, I'm going to do a little taste off of here. These too. I've got Coastal Pride Orange. This is Angway selection. And Dina. Hang on, let me get these down. They look exactly the same, at least these fruits do. Coastal Pride Orange, bred by Dan McMurray, who's known as Grunt. I've got information from him too, but let me read from Good Mind Seeds, which is Angway's website. Hang on, let me get this up. Coastal Pride Orange, bred by Dan McMurray, is hands down the best tasting dwarf I have ever grown. These are Angway's words from back probably, 10, 12 years ago, Angway. They are perfect texture, buttery smooth when fully ripe, and the balance of sweetness, tartness, and bold tomato flavor make them perfect for any recipe, cooked or fresh. Some make the mistake of eating them before they are fully ripe, but after they turn the deepest persimmon orange, they will climax in beauty and flavor. The plants get over 2 feet in height, suitable for in-ground and container gardens. The regular rugose leaves are fixed to stems that need no staking, easily an inch thick. Most fruits are in between saladette and slicer in size. Coastal Pride Orange is one of my top 10 favorite tomatoes, my favorite orange. And then Dan himself, in a post on Pro Boards from 2011, said it started as a grow out and chase down of an unknown indeterminate that I saved seeds from for some reason. I grew it out several years, calling it Tomato C. And it seemed stable, red and indeterminate, and I was ready to release it as Coastal Pride. And when it split again, it became an orange dwarf and a stable red that is now Coastal Pride Red. There are no similarities between the red and the orange except fruit size. One is red, indeterminate, regular leaf, and very slightly acidic. The other is orange, dwarf, rugose, and sweet. Okay, so that's Coastal Pride Orange. And then Dina, I've shared this before, especially on my garden tours lately. Bill Minke, I think I just talked about this yesterday on my garden tour. Bill Minke from Seed Savers Exchange. He's also been a really important part of the Dwarf Tomato Project. He put these seeds for Dina in as a free gift with a purchase from me because he said it's the best determinate variety he's grown. So it's not a dwarf, it's a compact determinate. And so I'm like, well, it sounds good. And I generally don't love orange tomatoes. So I was growing both of these so I could had some cross ideas with them, which I didn't do. Orange, red, cream colored fruit, he says. Tatiana's Tomato Base says it's a compact bush with regular leaf foliage. It's very wispy. I also took a sucker from one, and I have a fall tomato plant that's going. Let me tell you, they are some of the healthiest plants I have going, and I wasn't really sure what made these so healthy. And then I was reading down at the bottom, and I know I've read this before, but it didn't really register. It says it's resistant to septoria leaf spot. I didn't think anything was resistant to septoria leaf spot, so there you go. This was developed by the N.I. Vavilov Institute of General Genetics in Siberia. Determinate plants are 55 to 70 centimeters tall. Plants are loaded. It says it is susceptible to late blight, watery blossom end rot, and blossom end rot. I haven't had that with that. So that's these two tomatoes. It's Coastal Pride Orange and Dina. So let's dive into these, and yeah, we should be good on time. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, so feeling Coastal Pride Orange, it's a little, feels like it'll probably be a little thick, but it probably has great shelf life because of that. Very pretty. Deep orange throughout. I'm going to cut open Dina also just to see the comparison. They look like exactly the same. Here's Dina, a little more seed pockets in that one. All right, here's Coastal Pride Orange. Very good. Not super sweet. It has some sweetness. It is citrusy, fruity, but much more flavorful than most of the oranges I know, or I've had rather. Skin's a little bit chewy, but I think that can be environmental too, and not necessarily the type. I know this is used for a lot of crosses, Coastal Pride Orange, including, I believe, Angway uses it for crosses. 6.7 bricks. Coastal Pride Orange. All right, let's taste Dina. Good. Coastal Pride Orange is better, in my opinion. Let's see what the bricks is on this. .2. Getting some pretty high bricks today. Yeah, in general, I just feel like there's more flavor in Coastal Pride Orange. Skin isn't as chewy on Dina. Plants are healthier on Dina. But definitely more flavor in Coastal Pride Orange. I like it a lot. And Coastal Pride Orange, it's got this tanginess and acid, and then it lingers into like this, eases into the sweetness at the end. Both good tomatoes. I like Coastal Pride Orange better. Is it fair to compare two tomatoes like that? Probably not. Yeah, with Dina, sometimes when I taste something, I'm like, you know what? The impression I got was that it was going to be better than this. So when we're writing reviews in our review notebook, I put in all caps, retest. I would want to retest it from another fruit and just make sure, because for Bill Minky to go out of his way and say it's the best determinate I've had. Now, determinants don't always taste good, so, you know, maybe he's going by that. But, and again, taste buds are all different. We've talked about this today quite a bit. But in this taste off today, Coastal Pride Orange is my winner. Thank you, Angway, for, of course, I had heard about this one for years, but thank you for giving me your selection, and I loved it. Loved it. Larissa's growing it. Can't wait to taste it. Hi, me in my shadow. Can't believe you have tomatoes already. It's so hot here in Oklahoma. I don't even have flowers yet. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Coastal Pride Orange is available where? Did I miss it? I don't think it's very hard to find. I don't think. My seeds were sent to me, but I don't know. Does Bounty Hunter have them? I know they've got a cross of the CPO and, was it DC? CPO and DCH is Coastal Pride Orange and Dark Copia Heart. I know they have that. So I don't know if they have the regular Coastal Pride Orange or not. But I don't think, I mean, it's a pretty well-known variety. I don't think it's hard to find, but I'm not sure. All right. Do we have time for... Yeah, we have time for one more. Okay. Worry dwarf. So this was a late one for me to plant. Somebody was looking for seeds. I think they were trading with somebody and their seeds got lost in the mail and they were desperately looking for worry dwarf. And I had seeds from 2 different sources. And then I started looking into it. I'm like, why have I never grown this? Because it looks really, really good. So I decided to stick some seeds in. And so I was told when I featured it on my show that there's like 2 versions of worry dwarf. There's this one, and then there is, not that, this one, and then there's this one. I was hoping for this one because it just looks super sexy, doesn't it? But what I got was this one, which is fine because it still looks pretty sexy. It's just not the other. And I forget, both of them came from trades from me. I'd have to look back at my spreadsheet to see where it came from. But what do we know about Worry Dwarf? It was part of the Dwarf Tomato Project. It was a cross that Craig made of Farrakophi, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Speckled Roman, and then it was stabilized by Steph War. Medium to large red beefsteak tomatoes, golden orange striping on compact potato leaf plants. These are really big potato leaves on these dwarf plants. It's very pretty. What else? Anything more? Well suited to containers, which is true. They don't need to be staked. Lustrous, juicy tomatoes striped with yellow, orange, and red. The variety's not that easy to find in the United States. Annapolis Farm in Canada carries it. I don't think they ship to the United States, which was another reason why I wanted to grow it. But I'm sure there's many people in TLC who've grown it. So if you're looking for seeds, you can put in Seed Seeking Saturday and maybe it will be granted. Okay, inside of this one, not as pretty as there, but it's still an early fruit. I've got more upstairs. Let's see what the quarter. Sometimes, like when you slice in half, it doesn't look that great, but when you do the quarter, it has more pink, but no, not so much. Okay. This one, at least, very acidic. Not sweet at all. Let's see what the Brix registers. Not surprised. It's a 3.6. Yeah, I would put this in the retest pile also. I will say the plants are loaded. Yeah, not my favorite. It's just very tangy. That's really all I can say about it. And it's kind of a one, what was I saying last week? A one note pony, one trick pony, one note as far as flavor. Yeah. Not my favorite. So let's not end on that. Let's do one more, because I do have one more here. I didn't think that one was going to go so quickly, but if any of you have had a different experience with Worry Dwarf through your own growing experience, let me know in the comments. Could have just been a bad fruit. Green Honey. This is by Joe Raris. And the plant is loaded with these. And he said, as much as he knew I wanted to grow St. Patrick's Day, and I am, wait till I get a load of green honey. I forgot to write down all the information about it, but this one is pretty readily available. J&L Garden Seeds sells it. Now we're talking. It's very fresh, good flavor. Not like, I wouldn't consider it loud flavor. A little bit. Tangy and grassy, like a GWR flavor. Some sweet. Actually, the sweet really kicks in towards the end. Yeah, good tomato. Let's test it. Oh, shoot, I forgot I still had to give away prizes. 3 point, is that right? No, 5.4 instead of 3.6, and I'm like, really? Yeah, green honey is good. I'll have to definitely keep tasting that as the season goes on. But that is a yummy one too. So wow, we had a lot of winners today, and some really like mind-blowing ones too. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm gonna breeze right through these prizes quickly because we got to go to dinner, and I'm like, oh, I'm good as far as time. I forgot about the prizes. So first prize, and thank you all for being here with me and enjoying this with me. I'm sorry for any of you that don't have tomatoes yet. I am sorry. I hope they're coming soon. Yeah, I like green honey a lot. Green honey GWR. I believe one of my casinos turned out to be green honey. Interesting. Well, one of my St. Patrick's Day turned out to be something that I don't know what it is, and it's delicious. These big purple saladettes. I have to talk to Joe. Okay. Prize. Prizes. Oh, Rob just got home. All right. Let's do this fast. Okay, first prize from Linda Wicker Downing. So if you win this, please reach out to her, and thank you, Linda. I feel like I didn't give poor green honey its chance in the sun. It was a very good tomato. I just ran out of time. Okay, I'm going to start drawing. This is for Tennessee Banana Donuts Bicolor, Cherokee Tiger Black, Carpathian Fire, Dee's Mean Little Green Dwarf, and the Grinch Dwarf. All right, and Bavaria, congratulations. Please reach out to Linda, and thank you, Linda. And then, oh no, she's giving away 3 of these. Sorry, so there's one. Cade is number 2. Congratulations. Let me put Linda's information up again. Please private message her. And number 3. Well, this sure has been a good birthday spending it with you guys. And Grant, congratulations, Grant. Keep those graphics coming, Grant. Thank you for doing that. I can't wait to find out more about what you do. And thank you, Linda. And then Olivia Lai. You know, I may end the prize at Olivia's today and do the others, move the others to next week. I'm sorry about that. Lauren gets excited and runs out of time. All right, Olivia Lai is giving away Crimson Sunset, Chinook, Chocolate Beefsteak, Captain Lucky, Cherokee Tiger Black Dwarf, Russian Cossack, Early Black, Wild Time Purple, Cowboy, and DB Cooper. And this goes to Lucy. Congratulations to the team. I'll give away one of them. There's a Bill Jeffers pack from Old South Seeds, which will give you Sugar Magnolia, Tickled Pink Endurant, and Tex Wine. That's one that a lot of people have been talking about. Did I already thank you, Olivia? If not, thank you. Thank you for doing that every week. This one you need to message me. Actually, better off, I'm going away for the weekend, so best off to email me because I have these in my possession. And this goes to Reach the Street. Congratulations. And thank you, everybody. The other prizes from Sarah and Will, I'll have to get to it next week. Thank you guys for those. And thank you all for being here with me today and for celebrating. And boy, some of these are some great, great tomatoes. Be on the lookout for Lucky Garden from Alex Chumis, and find Umamin. To find Umamin, and a reminder that the French tomato, the first one I talked about, and Missoura now for sale at Kids Seed Company. And I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, I'm wishing you rainbows and tomatoes and all the good stuff in between. Peace and love. Get your gratitude on and go grow tomatoes. Bye, everybody.